That's right. Ricky did change a couple of things when it comes to recording. It's been suggested many, many times. So I did. This is what you see when the video starts. Another video will show little old me on a big screen for what we watch. It's been asked for, and if you ask, you shall receive. For this reaction, we're going to do something completely different to what we are used to do. We're not going to go on military. We're not going to do anything paranormal. We're going to go to find out the 10 most dangerous animals in the U.S. And I want you that are currently watching at this moment, if you have encountered any of these animals in your life, I want to hear the story. Use the comment section for that. Greatly appreciate it. Leave a like, and of course, smack the crap out of like the button to show your support. And thank you to my channel members and Patreons. Thank you so much for the amazing support. We got a shout out for the Supreme Tier donors: David Bangtson, buddasquirrel, Victor, Deja, SouthernMom, Peggy, T-Mag, Walt, William, and Bob. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to see if things actually work. And they are. Let's do this. All right, this is a 14 minutes long video. I gotta take a couple of
Number 10.
Number 10.
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear.
North American brown bears have a fearsome reputation to go with their physical.
Oh,
Number 10. Grizzly bear.
all right.
North American brown bears have a fearsome reputation to go with their physical prowess and outstanding natural weaponry. The common name, grizzly, is often used in reference to brown bear species found in the US. These include the Ursus arctos horribilis, or the mainland grizzly, the peninsula grizzly, and Kodiak bears.
All right. So I only heard about Kodiak bears, and they are smaller or bigger than the grizzly. Never heard about the mainland. Never heard about the peninsular. Breaking my Swedish tongue here. The grizzly is one. I heard about the Kodiak.
Only found in Alaska's eponymous archipelago.
Oh, okay.
The latter rivals the polar bear as the largest land carnivore on Earth. Kodiak bears have been known to weigh over 1,500 pounds, which is almost as heavy as the average bull.
Okay, I don't know, 1,500 plus. It's a few tons, basically.
As evident from the prominent muscular hump on their shoulders, grizzlies are built for power. Moreover, they have massive canines, claws that grow up to 6 inches, and jaws strong enough to crush bowling balls. As a grizzly stands up on its hind legs, it will often use its superior strength to take down a victim. It will bite at the victim's lower jaw, which is most likely a disarming technique. Confrontations between humans and grizzly bears can occur as a result of hunting as well as camping. They have a phenomenal sense of smell and are often attracted to food that hasn't been stored properly. There have been several reports of campers being dragged out of their tents by attacking grizzlies. Conditioning the bears to campsite food can accustom them to human presence, thus increasing the likelihood of future attacks.
So when you go camping and there is bears around you, don't eat. Just don't eat, or don't camp. If you did this, because I always, when I watch movies and I see like people going on and camping and stuff like that in the woods or the forest or the mountains, my first thought is always, okay, so there's dangerous animals out there. I'm not going to talk about Australia because people that goes camping in Australia are just nuts. But let's talk about United States. So far, we have the grizzly bear, or bear in particular. I mean, you can't win. You can't win. You got to have bear spray. I think that's a thing. Is it anything else?
Number 9. Spiders. Black widows and brown recluse spiders share an entry on our list as the most dangerous spiders in the US.
I actually saw a YouTube video about the brown recluse. I didn't know that was... Maybe they probably said that in the video, but I had no clue that it was stationed or living in the United States. The black widow is a notorious spider.
Female black widows, distinguishable by the red hourglass mark on their abdomens,
Man, look at that
are the most
darkness.
fearsome by reputation. They'll sometimes devour their partners after mating and own highly toxic venom. The illness associated with black widow envenomation is called latrodectism. It's described by pain, vomiting, and muscle rigidity. Contrary to popular belief, the condition is rarely fatal for humans.
Did you say really or rarely?
Rigidity. Contrary to popular belief, the condition is rarely fatal for humans.
It does. Is it just me? It sounds like it's really fatal, and it's rarely fatal. What is it?
The brown recluse spider, although only slightly larger than a US penny, is quite dangerous in its own right. The hemotoxic properties of its venom can cause tissue necrosis. Severe lesions can become infected and may even lead to amputation.
No way!
Yet, like the black widows, the bite of a brown recluse spider is seldom fatal. Number 8. Cougar. Cougars, also known as pumas or mountain lions, have the widest distribution of any wild animal in the Americas.
One of the most majestic animals in my mind. Cougar, mountain lion, or puma. Come on. If you have those 3 names, it's pretty badass. Cougar, mountain lion, puma.
In the US, populations are found across 16 states, mostly on the West Coast. Male cougars average about 150 pounds, but in rare cases may surpass 200 pounds.
Big kitties.
Even though that's about the weight of the average American male, the difference in power is considerable. Relative to its size, the cougar has the largest paws and hind legs found within the feline family. This enables it to perform outstanding leaps and reach sprinting speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, which is actually faster than a greyhound.
Oh.
It can also swim and is an apt climber. A cougar's muscular body is perfectly designed for grasping and holding large prey, an ability enhanced by the retractable claws on its paws. Attacks on humans are rare, but have seen an increase in recent years, mainly due to expansion into the cougar's natural range. The feline will attack if cornered or if a human triggers its chase instinct, typically by turning their back and running away. An attack usually involves a bite to the neck, in which the animal tries to sink its teeth between the vertebrae and into the spinal cord. Children are at greatest risk of getting ambushed by a cougar, and the least likely to survive an attack. Number 7.
They have a distinct sound. I think most of you can actually agree with me on that. The cougars have the most terrifying sound.
Grey wolf.
We have that in Sweden too.
As the largest and strongest member of the Canidae family, the grey wolf was a mandatory introduction to our list.
Wait, maybe not the grey wolf, but we got wolves.
Its teeth are specialized for crushing bone, and its slender, powerfully built body favors relentless attacks.
Oh, look at those canines.
Although dangerous enough on its own, the wolf is notable for its pack behavior and cooperative hunting. A pack of 15 wolves, for example, is capable of taking down an adult moose. Interestingly enough, the deer species can easily grow to be 15 times heavier than an individual wolf. While not as numerous as in Eurasia, North America has also seen a number of wolf attacks. The most recent fatality occurred in 2010 in Alaska, when a young woman was killed while jogging. There's an argument that most wolf attacks are the result of an individual animal suffering from rabies. Nevertheless, wolf management programs from the United States Wildlife Service describe them as opportunistic hunters that will attack humans if given the chance.
Yeah, why not?
Throughout the years, encounters with hunters, shepherds, and ranchers have caused wolves to develop a fear of approaching humans. Yet wildlife experts warn against actions that may encourage wolves to be in the proximity of people, as it may lead to an increase in violent encounters.
Holy crap.
Number 6. Arizona bark scorpion. The Arizona bark scorpion also known as Centauroides sculpturatus, is North America's most venomous scorpion.
This is an animal that I know absolutely nothing about. The scorpion. We do not have that in Sweden. So far, we have wolves. I don't think we have gray wolves, but we have wolves and we have bears. And it's not like grizzly-sized bears, but they're pretty dangerous and fluffy. But we don't have any scorpions, and I know absolutely nothing about them.
These creatures prefer riparian areas, meaning that they're found on land adjacent to rivers or streams. The popularity of irrigated lawns and other man-made water systems have led to an increase of scorpion populations in residential areas. The symptoms associated with the Arizona bark scorpion's sting can last from 24 to 72 hours. They include intense pain, numbness, and convulsions or temporary dysfunction of the affected area. The pain is so intense that victims reported experiencing sensations similar to electric shocks.
Wow.
While fatalities are rare, there are certain groups that are more at risk than others, such as children, the elderly, or people with compromised immune systems. In Arizona, thousands of people are reportedly stung by the scorpion each year. Number 5. Bull shark.
Oh, yeah.
With the Atlantic Ocean on its east coast and the Pacific Ocean in the west.
The bull shark looks like a freaking monster. I would probably be more afraid of a bull shark than a great white.
The US faces more than a dozen shark attacks every year. While the great white receives the brunt of the notoriety, there's an equally, if not more, dangerous shark. Unlike their mainly oceanic relatives, bull sharks are able to thrive in freshwater systems as well. This makes them particularly dangerous when considering the US's sprawling riverways. Bull sharks have been found up the Mississippi River, hundreds of miles from the ocean. They were also spotted in the Ohio River and in Maryland's Potomac River. These creatures have pound per pound the most powerful bite of all the shark species. There's a combination of factors that make them particularly dangerous towards humans. It's not only about bite force and size. Even though females average roughly 300 pounds or about as much as the typical sumo wrestler, bull sharks are territorial, temperamental, and have no tolerance for provocation. These creatures might have even been responsible for the infamous Jersey Shore shark attacks of 1916, which served as an inspiration for the novel Jaws. Number 4. Rattlesnake.
Oh.
By recent estimates, there are roughly 7,000 to 8,000 snake bites that occur in the United States every year. Fortunately, the development of antivenom has led to significantly less fatalities than in the past. Snake attacks are disproportionate in the country, with the majority of them occurring in warm weather states such as Texas and Florida. Among the various venom and serpents found across the land, there are about 16 rattlesnake species.
Wow.
These creatures are so dreaded that a timber rattlesnake was once put on a flag to motivate infantry forces. During the American Revolution, the Continental Marines had a motto flag of a timber rattlesnake that was coiled and ready to strike. Beneath it were the words, "Don't tread on me."
I did a couple of reactions to Oversimplified. You got to check the playlist, and I really remember this in one of the paintings or photos, probably just a painting where they had a flag and this was exactly on it. And I love that I know that. Get educated with Reki. Let's
These
continue.
snakes are distinguishable by the rattle at the end of their tail. It's made of interlocked keratinous segments which vibrate against one another when the snake contracts certain tail muscles. This produces a distinctive rattling sound that acts as a deterrent to predators and as a warning to humans. The western diamondback and the eastern diamondback are the species responsible for most snakebite fatalities. The latter is known as the most venomous snake in North America and owns the longest fangs of any rattlesnake species.
Oh my God.
Number 3. Deer.
What?
Deer may sound less terrifying than other animals on our list, but statistically speaking, they're the deadliest. A number of species weigh several hundred pounds and certainly possess the mass to trample people to death. Males own majestic antlers.
I remember I was walking with my grandma really long time ago, and we're walking down a gravel road or whatever you want to call it. And my brother, he's a bit older than me. He was a bit, further from me, and me and my grandma came around the corner, and my brother was standing, I don't know, just a couple of feet or a couple of meters away from the biggest moose or elk, whatever, I've seen. And he was a male because he had like antlers, like insane. I remember my grandma telling my brother to slowly back away, but he wasn't interested in us whatsoever. He just looked and just made a muffled sound and just walked right into the forest. That's the first and only encounter I had with a moose.
Some of which are several feet across and definitely capable of inflicting severe injuries. However, fatal antler stabbings or brutal trampling isn't what makes the deer the deadliest creatures in the country. Okay. Most will simply choose to run away from humans rather than engage them. That's actually the crux of the matter. As deer move across their range, they end up on roadways or highways and collide with vehicles. In the US, this type of collision causes about 200 human deaths and roughly $1 billion in property damage every year. It's so widespread that the idea of being surprised and caught like a deer in the headlights has become a saying. While easier to avoid during the day, deer are particularly difficult to spot at dusk or dawn. Habitat fragmentation is a considerable factor in the rise of deer vehicle collisions. Today's topic was requested by Instagram follower at RyanThompson5499. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below, or follow us on Instagram and reach out to us there. Number 2. American bison. The American bison is North America's largest land animal and nature's equivalent of a gigantic battering ram. Its charge, a devastating combination of mass and speed, is powerful enough to derail a train. Also known as the buffalo, the species' bulls can weigh up to 2,800 pounds in the wild and a staggering 3,800 pounds in captivity. That's about as heavy as the average car.
That's insane.
They own massive heads, pronounced muscular humps, and giant forequarters. Their short, curved horns are used as defensive weapons and to fight for status within the herd. Despite its mass and seemingly lethargic movements, a charging bison can get up to 40 miles per hour. To put that into perspective, Usain Bolt's speed record topped out at 27.8 miles per hour. Historically, these creatures used to roam the continent in vast herds. The spread of bovine diseases from domestic cattle and commercial hunting brought the creatures to the brink of extinction. They went from over 60 million in the late 18th century to only a few 100,000 towards the end of the 19th century. Recovery efforts spared its extinction, and the American bison is now mainly restricted to reserves and national parks.
Love to hear
That's where a number of violent human encounters have occurred in the past decades.
Of course.
From 1980 to 1999, at Yellowstone National Park alone, bison attacked 3 times more people than bears.
I'm going to say this, probably the reason is because people get too close. I mean, if I were in Yellowstone National Park and I was there to watch this huge buffalo, I will definitely keep my distance because they don't want you there. They don't like you. I will stay up on here and watch it from afar because I don't want to get smashed to death.
Park alone, bison attacked 3 times more people than bears. During this period, there were 3 reported fatalities, in addition to numerous reports of puncture wounds and broken bones.
Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Some of it is to die for.
Number 1. Moose. Even though they're part of the deer family, and even though they get in a fair share of vehicle collisions, moose most definitely deserve their own entry on our list. They're creatures of many extremes, as the largest and heaviest of all deer species. Exceptional bulls stand more than 6 foot 9 inches at the shoulder, meaning they're taller than NBA superstar LeBron James. Their massive antlers can span close to 6 feet from tip to tip, so you could horizontally fit the average American male between them. The largest bulls weigh close to 2,000 pounds, almost twice as much as a grand piano. Moose are not only monsters in terms of proportion, but also temperament. When it comes to raw data, they attack more people than wolves and bears combined.
Wow!
They're also perfectly capable of killing both predatory species. They injure more humans than any other animal in the Americas, and are second only to hippos in worldwide attacks. They can charge people and inflict devastating injuries with their antlers.
Yeah.
One common sign of an imminent charge is that the hairs on its neck and shoulders will stand up. Moose are surprisingly limber, and unlike other large-hooved animals, they can kick in all directions. Not that you should ever do it, but this means there's no safe way to approach them. Thanks for watching. Would you rather be charged by a bison or get a roundhouse kick from a prime Chuck Norris?
I would probably pick the bison. Probably. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but okay. First of all, how did you like the new overlay, this? Let me know in the comment section for that. And like I said, if you have encountered any of the animals that we currently just watched, the top 10, I was kind of surprised about the moose and the deer. But then again, we're talking about the most dangerous for humans. And the chances of you running into deer and maybe a moose might be bigger than actually encounter a Kodiak grizzly bear. I don't know, and I think you do. I'm pretty sure of it. If you did enjoy this, smack the like, and of course, hit subscribe. And the channel we were just watching is They Will Kill You. And I am already hitting that subscribe. Until next time, I'm Ricky. You stay safe.